Morning. So as Rich said, I work for IBM. I'm the Worldwide Vice President for Technology Service Providers. What does that mean? Well, as you all know, the world is changing. With the advent of cloud, what's going on is different. The way we used to look at various parts of the channel is merging with others. So, for example, ISVs may become MSPs. MSPs may now look at themselves as a systems integrator. So analysts such as Forrester are starting to call everyone collectively a technology service provider because they are basically service providers to their clients. So, but that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Today, what I am going to talk about is expect more in 2020 from your partnerships, your clients, and your company. Solving problems is what we do in the IT industry. And we see a lot of problems that are out there with our clients. So I decided, instead of you always listening to me, I am going to hope you enjoy this next quick video that's focused on how we are solving problems.
Thomas.
For your safety and the security of those you're traveling with.
Problems. Nobody likes problems.
We apologize for the delay.
But why is that? At IBM, problems actually inspire us to fix things, to change things, to push the world forward.
And liftoff.
Which is why so many people who dare to take on problems work with IBM every step of the way.
You got it.
So I'm sure we've all experienced something like we just watched. I have. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I'm almost embarrassed to tell you is I travel a lot in my job. And I have this horrible habit of when I leave my house, I always turn on the dishwasher because I want clean dishes when I get back home. I was in Europe for 2 weeks, and when I came back, my dishwasher was still running. So I know about problems. But anyway, welcome to the next phase of IT transformation. It's what we at IBM call Chapter 2. The next chapter of cloud is going to be about embracing this new hybrid multi-cloud world and accelerating the journey to cloud to the 80% of core business applications that have yet to even move to the cloud. And this starts with the use of open standards. Open standards such as containers and Kubernetes gives you a more consistent way to develop and deploy across cloud vendors on or off premise. So even as your workload needs change, you can freely move workloads and optimize them on the right cloud infrastructure at the best price. Open source, you're going to see, is going to be the foundation of speeding innovation, as it allows for collaborative code development across a broad ecosystem of developers. And finally, it's going to be about secure and open access to data in more places on and off premise and across clouds, and higher levels of automation to derive new insights. So, you should expect more in 2020 and embrace innovation. Why? To make money. Analysts, as well as your partners and your clients, see significant trends in 2020, and the outlook is awesome. Forrester says that 2020 will see immersive, adaptive technologies take hold through technology-driven innovation. Gartner says that hyper-automation, AI security, and blockchain will drive disruption and create new opportunity in 2020. And IDC says over the next 5 years, the digitizing economy will dramatically scale up and speed up. The pace of digital-powered innovation and operation will speed up by 10-fold or greater. Hyperscale, hyperspeed, hyperconnect. IBM continues to drive innovation and opportunity through our focus on cloud, AI, and blockchain, among many other areas. So here's the thing. The one-cloud-fits-all approach just doesn't work. All sectors will use hybrid multi-cloud strategies to rapidly roll out their applications that accelerate the digital transformation of their businesses while delivering exceptional experiences to their clients. And as we look ahead, enterprises will have a growing palette of options at their disposal to facilitate workload management, speed application deployments, maximize security, ensure maximized security, and exploit additive technologies such as edge, which Rich talked about, and more. Indeed, the brave new world of cloud of this decade that's about to begin will deliver value, resiliency, and responsiveness that could only be dreamt of just a few short years ago. So what I'm going to do today is drill down on my top 3: security, open source, and industry-specific clouds. Some 60% of IT decision makers rated security as the most important attribute in selecting a cloud provider. Last year, IDC came out and said over 75% of ISVs had yet not moved their applications from on-prem to cloud because they were concerned about security. In 2020, tools will emerge that will uncover security insights and respond to incidences faster through dashboards that help centralize these operations. Traditionally called a security operations center, having one command center will be critical. And this is a space that's evolving quickly. In the hybrid multi-cloud world, you need a command center. Traditionally, as I said, it's been called a security operations center. That whole space, it's just evolving so significantly, and we're seeing tremendous resonance on the notion that a single dashboard in a hybrid multi-cloud is going to be extremely important. The emergence of DevSecOps, where security is integrated into the development process itself, is another indication that a more connected security ecosystem is in the cards for 2020. Security posture and visibility across all environments is one of the next new fronts. So, open source technology is having a profound effect on cloud. Last year, enterprises turned to open source software to modernize their infrastructure and accelerate their adoption of hybrid multi-cloud. In 2020, developers are going to focus on tools that can support rapid deployment of applications with their business need to stay at the cutting edge of digital transformation. So what does that mean? That means widespread uptake of the continuous delivery paradigm, where organizations embrace the DevOps philosophy of rapid builds, tests, and deployments. The continuous delivery model is growing in tandem with the increased development of cloud-native applications built from the start to be deployed through containers and Kubernetes. You're going to see an amplification of people moving to Kubernetes and OpenShift this year, 2020, and they're going to start adopting technologies like Red Hat operators to become an integral part of the Kubernetes ecosystem. So in total, as we look ahead, enterprises will have a growing palette of options at their disposal to facilitate workload management, speed application deployments, ensure maximum security, exploit additive technologies such as edge, and more. So, as I said before, this is a brave new world of the decade, and it will begin to deliver value, resiliency, and responsiveness that our parents couldn't have even dreamed of. So as organizations turn to the cloud, they're looking for solutions that serve the needs of their specific industry. And this is important because for highly regulated industries in particular, this means features that offload the burdens of compliance. According to a recent study done by Thomas Reuters, financial service organizations, for example, deal with an average of 220 regulatory updates per day. And 71% of those firms expect that that number will increase within the next year. Global research from IBM shows that only 40% of organizations today have the skills and the strategy to manage a multi-cloud environment. So here, industry-specific clouds help organizations by shielding them from the complexities of their cloud infrastructure and architecture. Maybe that's why, due to a recent survey, 61% of respondents said that one of the biggest benefits of adopting industry cloud services is ease of management and administration. The Financial Services Ready Public Cloud launched in 2019. That Bank of America will use this industry-specific cloud to host key applications and workloads to support its 66 million banking customers, of which I am one, provides both an important proof point and a useful template that other industries are going to follow. We're going to see more and more industry-specific characteristics. Ecosystems will have to target particular markets because it's really hard to be just generic with this. So there's going to be more of a focus on delivering industry-specific value and addressing industry-specific requirements. So what's the big deal? There is a big deal, because your clients today are looking to deploy third and fourth-party workloads on their cloud. So here, we're enabling banks and segments such as ISVs, which MSPs are going to run their applications to have highly regulated workloads in a public cloud in a way that is operationally efficiently meeting banking industry policy framework requirements once, thereafter, using the credential across multiple banking customers to reduce onboarding costs while remaining highly secure. And so that is why this is really important. So let's move to AI. In 2020, there's 3 themes that will shape the advancement of AI according to IBM. Broadly, we will see AI systems working more quickly and easily for data scientists, businesses, and consumers through automation. Natural language processing will play a key role in enabling AI systems to converse, debate, and solve problems using everyday language. And with each of these advances, we're going to see more transparent and accountable practices emerge for managing AI data through tools ranging from explainability to bias detection. So from this lens, here are the 5 predictions for AI. AI will understand more so it can do more. Number 2, AI won't take your job like a lot of people think, but it is definitely going to change the way and how you work. 3, AI will engineer AI for trust. 4, AI's appetite for energy demands greener tech. And 5, AI-powered lab assistants will discover new materials. The more data AI systems have, the faster they will get better. But AI's need for data can pose a problem for some businesses and organizations that have less data than others, but that does not mean they cannot count on the support of AI. So during the coming year, AI systems will begin to rely on neurosymbolic technology that combines learning and logic. So keep in mind, neurosymbolic is the ticket, it's the key to breakthroughs in technology for natural language processing. It's going to help computers better understand human language and conversations by incorporating common sense reasoning and domain knowledge. Such breakthroughs are going to soon help businesses deploy more conversational automated customer care and technical support tools while requiring much less data to train the AI. So to trust AI, these systems have to be reliable, fair, and accountable. We have to ensure that the public can be certain that the technology is secure and that its conclusions or recommendations aren't biased or manipulated. So during 2020, components that regulate trustworthiness will be interwoven into the fabric of the AI lifecycle to help us build, run, test, and monitor, as well as certify AI applications for trust, not just performance. So just like the rise of auto AI, the use of AI to create AI, we'll see the rise of AI to govern AI. And this adoption will create trustworthy AI workflows across industries, particularly those that are heavily regulated. Moving on to blockchain. The expanding use of blockchain technologies was a frequent topic of conversation last year. We learned how blockchain is now being used to transform processes and streamline transactions for everything from banking, food supplies, water usage, and healthcare delivery. In fact, hardly a day passed without an industry or a sector being considered ripe for blockchain application. I know I myself have gotten calls from people, whether it's forest, wanting to do blockchain for trees, or even I actually wound up having a very long conversation and started working with someone who wanted to do blockchain and is doing something for blockchain on cheese. So it's definitely going on. And IBM, though, has worked with hundreds of clients during the past year, just as I mentioned, to yield these insights into where the technology is headed. So 1, AI and machine learning solutions will be built on blockchain. As blockchain networks like food trust enter maturity, they begun capturing millions of points of data, opening the door to new machine learning and AI-based capabilities that require meaningful data. 2, standardized governance models will emerge. Decentralization creates governance challenges. And this year, what we're going to start to see is new models for how large and diverse consortia will approach decision-making, permission schemes, and payments. Since the work of administering a blockchain is not distributed evenly, we're going to see some blockchain consortium members compensated by the greater network for gathering and inputting valuable data. 3, interoperability will become a priority, as it should. As enterprises move away from proofs of concepts and pilots, their focus is going to shift toward interoperability so that existing blockchain networks can communicate and integrate with legacy systems and other external blockchain networks, ultimately speeding adoption. 4, validation tools will improve data integrity. To combat the transmission of data from malicious or incorrect data sources, blockchain solutions will utilize verification tools like crypto anchors to make the technology much more secure. But on the inbound side, more information will be validated through primary sources using IoT beacon sensors that gather valuable information, like they're probably doing at this conference with foot traffic. And soon we're also going to see, from a highway speed perspective, which drives me nuts because I've been told I have a lead foot. So in summary, embrace and innovate with cloud, AI, and blockchain. Think of it as 2020's technical trilogy, if you will. But I do want to share something. I meet with a lot of CEOs and general managers from mid-market customers, small customers, because I'm not totally focused on enterprise, as some people may think. And I had a president and CEO say something to me that really resonated. And as I go out and I meet more, I keep asking, does this make sense? And everyone's saying it does. This particular president and CEO said to me, Marie, I don't care if 23 different vendors create my solution, if it solves my business problem. And I will happily pay all 23 if I have to do that separately. And every time I bring this up, these leaders are telling me that that's true, that's exactly what I would do. And I say that to you to say, develop and grow your ecosystem. That is really the new front. And I've been saying that since back in the day when I was working for an ISV. Ecosystems are really, really important. The channel is not going away. It's going to grow, and it's really going to capture the growth. And with that said, expect more from your partnerships. Demand it. Expect more from your clients and your company. Because the way to make money today is to embrace the ecosystem, work together to come up with the best solution ever, or bring in the best technology that there is. Because disruption occurs, and when that occurs, that's where people start making a lot of money. So be in that space versus out. So with that said, I know that I am going to be at the booth tonight. I think it starts at 5 o'clock. It's number 507 for IBM. I would be more than happy to continue this dialogue. You guys can throw questions at me, probably more about, so what's happening with IBM now that Ginny's leaving? I know that question tends to come up a lot, but it's really exciting times for us, and I'm happy to have that discussion. You'll also find IBM at a few other things, the MSP Expo and the blockchain event speaking session, as well as the security panel discussion. So with that, I am going to say thank you so much for your time and attention. Enjoy this conference. I think that this is an awesome conference. It is so laid back, and so far, everybody I've met has been a lot of fun to talk to. So thank you so much.